right, I've got the uh, lunch siren going off here in town telling us that it is noon. So I'm going to get the recording started and get us going today with our chapter presidents and advisors meeting. As Michelle and Hannah are working in the background to let the last couple of folks in and get the chat going. As Michelle mentioned, we do not have a volunteer note taker yet today. So if you are going to take notes, please feel free to share those and we'll get those posted to our website. Otherwise, we will have the slides and this recording on our website, if not by this afternoon, first thing tomorrow morning. We have a pretty easy agenda today, a couple of repetitive topics from the last couple of months, and then some major updates moving into our annual meeting season of the year. So we'll spend some time at the end of today's presentation talking through some of those updates. As always, a calendar reminder, our meeting today for our chapter presidents and chapter advisors, our next one, July 29th, will be 3 days prior to August 1st, which is when we're hoping to open registration. So we will spend more of the July meeting talking about all things annual meeting, especially if you as a chapter leader have never been. We'll really give some opportunity there to talk through how to participate, what to expect, how to share that information with your chapter members, and share some of those updates as well. Okay, and then I will let Michelle, you want to go over these couple of slides?
Sure. So Pollinated for Texas project, the application period closed. We're on to the 2025 project awards right now, and here's the timeline. Applications close in April, 1st of June. I'm way behind. And we are anticipating the awards notifications to go out in August. So applications are being reviewed by the independent panel of judges right now, so outside of our office. And we hope to have more information in August on the next round of awardees, project awards. We anticipate project implementation to take place between September 2025 and then July, kind of culminating in July 26th. There will be a mid-year report on this round due on January 30th of 2026. So Happy New Year on that one. And then the project completion date for this round would be July 6th of 2026. So once that application period closed, we had received 21 applications. So thanks to all of our chapters who submitted an application and your great interest in this project opportunity. Go ahead.
Oh. I was just going to say, yeah, having 21 applications is fantastic, especially with the short timeline, turnaround timeline from the 2024 projects to the 2025 projects. And we're hoping to keep the same schedule moving forward with future iterations of the Pollinators for Texas project.
And then just a reminder for those of your chapters who were awarded a Pollinators for Texas award in 2024, we have that mid-year report coming up July 31st is due. So that's the 2024 project mid-year report.
And that was emailed from Hannah Thornton. Yeah.
Yesterday. Yeah. So reminders went out again yesterday. And then Hannah wanted to share this with you. Please keep us updated with project content. If you have new photos or events coming up, please send us an email and fill out the photo event inquiry form. And again, that's to the Pollinators for Texas email address. There it is.
All right. Any other questions on Pollinators for Texas? Great. Excited to see all of the great photos. Another project that our state office is working on this summer is a website audit or a website survey of all of our chapter websites to make sure that as we're moving forward into some future program planning that we have the right resources available for all of your chapter websites. And so the first step of that is to do this survey audit to make sure that we understand everything that you're utilizing on your website, how you're utilizing it, and what the tools are that you may be lacking or maybe wanting for the future for your website. Um, Christian Lopez, a student worker in our office, sent this email out on 6/12. He sent it to all VMS listed chapter presidents and chapter webmasters as it was pulled. If your chapter webmaster did not receive the email, then I didn't grab the right wording that you may have listed for them under the chapter designated, what's it called, committee name. So please, that's why I always include chapter presidents. Please just apologize that I didn't get them directly on the right email list and forward the email from you to them as well. We ask that only one answer from each chapter come in. So if you have multiple webmasters, please coordinate together and submit one survey response. Christian said it took no more than about 30 minutes to complete the survey, which is available for volunteer service hours. And that's outlined on the email that he sent as well. He's asking for all of those surveys to be completed by the end of July to give him enough time to uh, coordinate or to combine the answers and then present that to our state office team at the end of August so that we can, again, move forward with our program planning for website management and making sure that we have the right tools and resources available for you all. He wanted me to make sure that I said that there was a number of chapters who have already started to submit their surveys or have already submitted their surveys. Blackland Prairie chapter, Cradle of Texas, El Camino Real, Goodwater, Guadalupe, Hill Country, Pineywood Lakes, Sabine Neches, and Trans-Pecos. Thank you all for those chapters for already spending the time to put this web survey together.
So there's a question in the chat related to the website survey. Carolyn asks, I think I have more updated information now that I could share. Can she, should she change answers or take again, or what would be the process?
If you will email that to Christian, he'll get it updated for you. He's super reactive and he'll be able to, or responsive. And so he'll be able to take that information and update your responses in the system. Perfect. Thank you. And if you have any questions as you're getting into the survey and you have a question, again, Christian is taking lead on this project for us. And so feel free to ask him those questions directly.
So I have an update on recertification and milestone pins ordering. The update is actually only regarding the Presidential Volunteer Service Award, or what we call the PVSA award. That program has, since we last talked, it's been put on pause federally. And so we do not, during that time, while it's on pause, we are not able to order the Presidential Volunteer Service Award pins, certificates, any award package that would have come with that award. We're not able to order that at this time. There was no date on when the project would be, or the program would be not placed on pause or come off pause. So at this time, we're not able to offer the PVSA pins. We will be honoring our Master Naturalist 4,000 hour award pins for any of our 4,000 hour awardees. And those will be sent out in early July. But unfortunately, the pause of the federal program, PVSA program, affects all of our members who've been waiting on awards since November. And just anyone who does reach that 4,000 hour award going forward, we will send you the Master Naturalist 4,000 hour pin and continue to place your name, the individual's name, on a list of PVSA pins to be ordered when the program comes off pause. So again, 4,000 hour awards will be sent, the TMN portion of the award will be sent, and names will still go on a list for the PVSA award when they do become available again. And then aside from that, nothing else in the ordering process has changed. And still 4,000 through 10,000 hour awards and up will come to me for fulfillment. And then anything under 4,000 hour awards, that's noted there on the top of the slide, would be ordered through the website. Okay, our monthly reminders about your membership, to the membership using the Master Naturalist title. We've been covering this slide every month since we started having these meetings with you in January, but it will remain a reminder every month. I won't read it every month now going forward, but another reminder about using the Master Naturalist title when it's appropriate, when it's not, using the title and logo. Next slide. Okay, Hannah.
All right, yes. So this is just a reminder that as some of our chapters are gearing up for their fall initial training classes, to please add those to our website. This is the same form that you would have filled out if you are a chapter that has 2 classes, and so you already filled it out for a class earlier this year, or if you just haven't filled it out yet because this is your first class of the year, please go to that page on our website. You can see how to get to it from the home page, and I also just dropped it in the chat. But so far we have 10 chapters that have confirmed fall trainings this year, and we'd like to make sure we have a complete running list of that. And just a reminder, some people, they'll come to the state website first when trying to figure out which chapter they should join and how they can join. And then this page directs them to your website with that information on your next training classes. So this is just a way to make sure that people who are interested in the program can get to your website and get either in that training or on a waiting list for the next one. So it's just good information to have on there for the public. So if you have a class coming up and you don't see your chapter's name on that list, go ahead and fill out the form on the bottom of that page and we can get that added. And in the vein of training, we had a very successful training director roundtable last week, a few weeks ago. I'm losing track now, but in June, we had it in June. That is already on our website on the Naturalist News page. I will drop a link in the chat here in a second, but that has a copy of the chat because the chat was very beneficial, as well as the recording, the slides, and we had a note taker for that meeting, so some notes as well. So if you missed it and you want to see that information, or if you know your training director missed it and they're wondering where they can get that information, it is all on our Naturalist News page on the website. And then just a reminder, our third and final one of 2025 will be held live at the annual meeting. It will be recorded for those who cannot make it in person, but the time and date is still to be announced as we are still working on that agenda. So just keep your eyes out for that, but that'll be our third and final one of the year.
There's a question in the chat for you, Hannah. If our class does not make, how do we rectify that on the website? So if
Then
they
you didn't have
if
a
they
class
send
this
in a
year,
class and then it doesn't make and they have to cancel it, how do they tell you to take it off of the state website?
go ahead and just shoot me an email and let me know that either the information needs to be changed or that you didn't have a class that year, and I'll get that noted on the website.
There you go.
And our other monthly reminder is we have our TMN Tuesdays as per usual. These, as you know, I'm not going to read through this whole slide again, but our next one is July. There are monthly webinars, and if you go to the next slide, you can see that we announced our July TMN Tuesday this morning. Actually, I announced the TMN Tuesdays 2 weeks prior to the event. So we'll have coastal fisheries and the saltwater fishes of the Texas Gulf Coast with Tia Offner. So it should be a very exciting program. And go ahead and share that to your chapter social so you can make sure your members are informed about the upcoming event. And then some general reminders about TMN Tuesday that we did bring up in that training director roundtable, and they seem pertinent to bring up here as well. For, again, especially those chapters that have some trainees who are about to enter the training process, just some frequently asked questions about those hours for TMN Tuesdays. Are they available? Are 2025 TMN Tuesday hours available for AT for trainees? And the answer is yes. How long after you watch a TMN Tuesday video can you log your AT hours? You can log it right away. I think, don't forget that. You can, after you click leave after the event or click stop after you made it through the whole video on YouTube, you can go in and log it right away. But otherwise, they do follow that 45-day rule for logging AT hours, so just keep that in mind. Will the TMN Tuesday events be recorded? Yes. Obviously, unless technology messes with us and we can't get it recorded, then it might not show up. But typically, yes, they are always recorded and added to our website and our YouTube. If not that same day, at least by the end of that week. For registering, you can register for all of them with one button on the TMN Tuesday website. Again, for the TMN Tuesdays, that October, you see that is TBA. That's another one that we're going to do at the annual meeting. And so that one has not been announced yet, but once it is, that registration link will also be included on our website. And our previous year's TMN Tuesday is available for 2025 AT hours, and the answer is no. Only the current calendar year will count for AT hours. But if you wanted to go back and watch some past events just because you're curious and you remember there being a topic that you really enjoyed, all of those are available for you to find either in our playlist on our YouTube, or if you scroll down to the bottom of that TMN Tuesday page, you'll see some calendars and you can click those pictures and it'll take you right to the video on YouTube, so you don't even have to search for it. And I was done. That was it.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Before
good.
we move away from this question, one of the questions we've also received from, I think, a chapter and haven't been able to answer yet, is if these TMN Tuesdays can be used as makeup classes to the initial training. And so it really, so again, kind of the same rules would apply. It has to be within the year, the current year, so it has to be a current session. And as a general rule, we like, it's not safe to say that any of our TMN Tuesdays count as makeups for initial training. So it has to be pretty specific to what the person may have missed to count. So everything would need to be reviewed for that person's case of what they missed and what the topic is. And it, again, discussed and approved at the local chapter level also.
Okay, can I jump into it? Going to spend a little time talking about annual meeting and all the things. You guys have seen some of these slides before, and there are some new updates for the annual meeting, as I mentioned. We are here on the map to get there to College Station. So we are pending in or closing in on the July, first week of July agenda date. I have the agenda 95% done. Just finalizing the big logic puzzle of putting 135 plus sessions onto the matrix of our conference. And so trying to make sure that we have all of those pieces in. The first week of August, we will have our registration open, and I've got some more information that I'll share with you about that. Some other deadlines and dates to put on your calendar as far as we close into the annual meeting is August 31st. That's when we'll move from early registration rates to standard registration rates. September 1st, the very next day, is our contest deadline. I've got a slide to talk about contests again. Our TMN Tuesday project fair will follow in that standard second Tuesday of the month in September. And then all registration will close on September 30th for the conference. So our call for proposals was the last big project that we just finished closing and are working on moving that from proposals phase into agenda phase. Like I said, we had a ton of presentations with 148 classroom sessions and 30 plus field sessions. I still have one or two field folks that are working on putting the final pieces on their trips or their sessions for us. We'll have some pretty amazing things on the agenda. I am not going to give you any kind of hints or ideas of the topics, but it is a huge variety this year. I'm really surprised with some of the new proposals that we've got that we have never had those topics before. A huge shout out to the local chapters that help to bring those speakers to us and help to share the call for proposals far and wide. What I will share is our general agenda overview and make sure that you guys have this date saved on your calendar as chapter leaders. Our chapter leadership luncheon will be Thursday, October 16th from 11:30 to 2 p.m. In the main ballroom. I'll show you the map of the facility next month when we have our chapter presidents meeting, but the ballroom is on the first floor. All the classrooms are on the second floor with easy access of a stair and elevator system connecting the two. As a chapter president or advisor, you are invited to attend this in person. If you're not able to attend in person, you are allowed to designate somebody within your chapter that is going to the conference to go in your place. We will also be live streaming this, similar to this program today. So again, either invite somebody from your chapter to be that designated person or plan on attending virtually. Whoever is attending in person will need to register for that session specifically when registration opens. I'll go over that a little bit more next month, but that is for the head count because we're going to feed you lunch as part of our thank you for being chapter leadership for our program. Some other agenda overviews on the right-hand column here, you see we'll have pre-event sessions happening all the way from Wednesday, October 15th through Sunday, October 19th. We have field sessions happening Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. I have one potential field session also happening on Saturday that we're still working on, but field sessions throughout the majority of the conference, most of them happening on Wednesday and Thursday, and a few on Friday. And then our chapter leadership lunch on Thursday, our welcome dinner Thursday evening. Friday is all things concurrent sessions, a keynote address. Saturday is more concurrent sessions and our annual awards dinner reception and dinner. And then our final contest awards program is Sunday morning. Also when we announce the 2026 free certification pin, which is always really exciting. Some more agenda highlights, and I will be adding to this slide as we announce the final agenda, but I wanted to kind of give you guys a little bit of a preview that I can. We are planning on opening registration tentatively at 1 o'clock on Thursday. That is a little earlier than last year, but we have more space this year to be able to do that, or more access to the space. We have 14 rooms of concurrent sessions happening right now on Friday and on Saturday, with 7 hours of classroom sessions happening both of those days. So you can get at minimum 14 hours by just sitting in the classrooms and not attending any of the pre-event or post-event sessions. So easy to get all of your advanced training done in one weekend. We will have our keynote presentation on Friday and tentatively are working on making that our TMN Tuesday presentation, as long as I can get all the final technical details, the equipment stuff set up for that. Saturday, we'll have our science fair winners at lunch. That's always one of my favorite programs during the conference. If you have not been before, it's a great way to recognize those future master naturalists, those science fair youth that have studied a conservation topic, hear about their projects that they are passionate about, and find ways that you can support their project or their research in the future. Saturday also has our quiz bowl and our awards dinner. And then, like I said, our contest awards the next morning. I will be updating this slide as we finalize the agenda as well. I'm not going to spend too much time on this today because we'll go into this heavily next month as we're on the T- days for conference registration. But our field sessions are always the biggest question mark when it comes to new attendees at the conference. I highly encourage all of our chapter leaders to spend some time at the chapter meeting between now and August, talking about how registration works, sharing these slides that we have, sharing some of the information that I'm sharing with you guys today and at the July President's meeting about how field session registration works, annual meeting registration, and all the other behind the scenes things for those new members that may not have attended before. But just a brief summary here, our field sessions are throughout the entire Brazos Valley area. We've got some that are within 20 minutes and walkable on campus, and some that are up to 45 minutes and an hour away. There is not transportation provided for these, but we do encourage carpooling or caravanning, and we'll provide a Slack channel for folks once they have finished registration for those field sessions. We'll provide that Slack channel for those final registrants to communicate and coordinate that carpooling on their own. There's always a wait list, or there's always field sessions that fill up within the first hour. It happens. There are popular ones, and I just can't help that there are some field sessions that the field session leaders say, hey, I can only take 10 people. And those are going to go very fast. But we will open a wait list for all of the field sessions so that as folks change plans or things happen, the next person on the wait list will be notified automatically by the system. Some of our sessions do have a cost as well, or special gear. Again, we'll go into that more next month. And I'm going high level on this because I am going to spend a lot more time. I'm going to spend the whole chapter president's meeting next month talking about this. So the current big question that I'm sure you're hearing from a lot of your chapter members is lodging. We opened up the lodging link at the beginning of June, and it booked very quickly this year, faster than it has in the past. So that's a good thing and a bad thing. But we are working on opening new room blocks at the current hotel and at some neighboring hotels. I just got one in my email about 2 hours ago. So as soon as I get that one sent over to our folks to get signed, then we'll have that one up on the website, hopefully within the week. So working on that, and apologize that it went so fast for those folks. I'm going to keep going. I see that there's some questions in chat and y'all are answering them, but I'll come back to those if there's any more questions. So we moved from the agenda being released July 1st, agenda and registration prices being released the first week of July, to opening registration the first week of August. And the reason why I give that whole month is so that folks can go through the agenda and start to look at the things that they want to attend and make plans, as well as plan for the financial amount for registration. This is the breakdown of the registration types that we will have. This is the same that it has been the last several years, where we'll have early registration and we'll have standard registration with the rates increasing slightly after August. And then we have full event, 2-day and 1-day event registration. We'll also have some guest registration add-ons available, like dinners, or we had a meals only guest pass last year as well, or just coming to the awards dinner. All of this is going to be shared on our website, our social, our listserv, so please stay tuned and watch for that. We'll also be sharing some tips and tricks on how to process your registration quickly, because registration is about a 5-page process, because you have to sign up for the sessions that you want to attend, pre-register for the training sessions. And so it does take a little bit of time, and we'll talk through some planning tips and tricks on the next month's meeting. Silent auction. So a great way to support the annual meeting each year is to look around your office and some of your master naturalist items that you may have currently, or that you may be seeing out on the market, so to speak. I went to this great art festival in Fayetteville a couple weeks ago and got this cool dragonfly tile that I'm going to be bringing again this year. But our silent auction team from the Brazos Valley is starting to collect items. So we'll have more information about where to send those, or how to bring them, and when to drop them off in coming weeks. But please start thinking about some silent auction items that you can donate for this year's auction. And then swap shop. Michelle and Hannah and I will always use this opportunity as a way to share things that have been sent to us that we haven't been able to get out to chapters. resources, tools that that have come into the state office and would be better served being out in your hands out in the field. There may be also some things in your chapter storage unit that you're not using right now, and you think another chapter might be ready to use right now, or might be willing to wanting to take. So think about some swap shop items that you can put out there. Okay, I'm going to keep going until you guys tell me to slow down. Our curriculum bulk order. So a great resource at every year's annual meeting is to be able to pick up your curriculums for the following training year without having to pay for the shipping costs. So you can pick them up in person. We have the bulk curriculum order form. Trying to get that out this month. It may not be until early July that I get that out. So I don't have the deadline to share with y'all yet on when that'll be due. Usually it's due the first week of October. But as soon as I have that, I'll share that with you guys as well. What's cool is that since we're on campus at A&M, pickup will actually be at the A&M Press warehouse. So you'll be able to pull right up to their warehouse back door, have the loading dock guys load those books into your car for you or with you, and then go on your way. So rather than having to get a cart in the hotel and put them in your room and all that other jazz, this is going to be a drive-by service this year at the A&M Press warehouse, which is great. And then some more deadlines and updates. Our milestone recognition program for our awards dinner. Please make sure that your milestones of your members that are registered for the conference or that that need to be recognized Saturday evening during that awards program. Please make sure that those are updated by September 30th. We'd like to have them done by August 31st, but if not, then by September 30th. Michelle, you usually cover this slide. Do you want to share some of the tips and tricks here?
We'll actually be doing 2 verifications. So we'll start the first verification of awards for everybody that's registered through the end of August thereafter, and then making notes of anyone who is close to a milestone. And then we will do a second poll after registration closes and verify the remainder plus any additional thresholds that have been crossed since August 31st. So yeah, just try to keep your milestones information as up to date as possible in VMS.
Do you want to cover this one too while you're unmuted?
Yes. So one of the things that if you've been to the annual meeting before, one of the things that's a recurring event each year is a chapter slideshow. And one of our Master Naturalist members, Donna Cole, always puts this together. And she asks for a minimum or a maximum of 10 photos from each chapter of fun things that have been that represent your chapter, things that you've done over the past year. Select the best 10 photos to submit to that chapter slideshow. And the slideshow typically runs during our breaks and meals. It's a fun way to get to see what other chapters are doing and have done over the past year. The deadline for this is September 26th, so the summer is a great time to designate your person that will collect those photos for your chapter and get them to Donna. And then there's some instructions here on this slide that we'll get out to you. But right now is a great time to be coordinating those photos and going through your archives from the past year to select the photos that will be sent to Donna. I just had to do something similar for my son who was graduating from his school, and picking just 10 photos was from his entire, 10 years was the hardest thing ever. So that'll take some time. And then chapter memorials, again, one of the things we do at the annual meeting is share and memorialize those Master Naturalist members that we've lost over the past year. Again, if you would like to share some memorials of members that have passed, send a photo. You don't have to send a photo, it's not required, but if you'd like to send a photo, you can include the name in the chapter of those individuals. And again, this is a September 26th deadline on that.
All right, and wrapping up a few slides that you guys have already seen before on the annual meeting, we are seeking sponsors for the this year's conference, and so we're actively working on recruiting different organizations to help support the annual meeting. That helps to go towards a variety of different things during the conference, like registration items, coffee, extra breaks, and things like that. We'll be communicating all of those sponsors through flyers, our website, and posters, as well as this meeting today. So thank you to those chapters who have already stepped up to be sponsors. I know that I'm missing a few, so if you're not on here yet, we just got a few more sponsors in the mail this last couple weeks, and I'm behind because I've been focused on the agenda. So I do apologize about that. But we're working on that, and we'll do appreciate any sort of help sharing that sponsorship request out and about to help us reduce costs on the annual meeting. We also have some great vendors that are also on the list to come this year. I had a little bit of a heart attack a couple weeks ago because we had like 7 vendors email me within the span of 3 days, and I went, oh my gosh, we're going to run out of space. We haven't run out of space for our vendors yet, so we're still seeking vendors. But we have some really high interest in folks coming this year, so it's exciting to see that vendor list start to populate and see some folks sign up to join us that week. Last but not least, I've already covered this a couple times, but I'm going to run through it one more time. Our 4 contests that we have in association with the annual meeting are Chapter Advisor Awards, Chapter Project Fair, Video Contest, and Photo Art and Media Contest. All 4 of those share the same deadline, Monday, September 1st. That is to keep it consistent, to keep it easy, and try to keep as many deadlines off of your calendar as possible. But running through each of those 4 contest and award programs, Advisors Award is a way to recognize your advisor individually or your advisor set as a team and the work that they've done for your chapter over the past year. It's a simple couple of question form on our website. All of these contest entry forms are on our website. Hannah will drop that link in the chat. We've also sent them out on the listserv, and we'll send them out one more time on the at least a couple more times on the listserv as well. But start thinking now about that advisor that you want to nominate. Our chapter project fair is also a simple written entry to submit a project that your chapter has taken on this past year or is working to plan out for the future year, and things that you want to tell other chapters about. There's a great resource in previous project fair entries that you can go back and watch previous project fairs to understand how those have been presented in the past. But it's a written entry form. And then if selected, giving a presentation during our TMN Tuesday Project Fair presentation on September 9th. And awards for the Project Fair have in the past, with funding potentially available, have included project monetary grants, which is great. And then last but not least, our second to last is our video contest. If you are somebody who likes to take short videos like I do, take your camera out there and get some great shots of your chapter at work. We want to see them with their Master Naturalist logo on, with their work gloves on, and we want to see what your chapters are involved with. Put together some of these short 1 to 3 minute videos and then submit them or submit a video to our video contest. Again, also due September 1st. And then last but not least, our photo art and media contest. There are rules available on our website for these, but we have 2 different categories of submission. We have individual submissions and we have chapter submissions. Individual submissions fall under our photo and our art categories. And then our chapter submissions is newsletter, scrapbooks, and brochures. So again, more information available on our website. The entry window for this year's photo, media, photo art and media contest will be August 1st through September 1st. All right, and that's the last on the annual meeting, all things. I want to make sure that I have answered questions in the chat before we move on to other updates. Michelle and Hannah are the
I
things that
think Hannah answered them. There's just a lot of questions about the room block and the next set of room blocks.
Yep. So like I said, I got an email about 2 hours ago with another room block link, and need to make sure that I get the right signatures on that document. And then as soon as I have that done, I'm hoping to have that posted. It probably won't be today, to be honest. It'll probably be tomorrow. And I will get that through the listserv on the website for everybody right away. Okay, chapter resources. Hannah, you want to tell us about these?
So this is another one of those slides that just stays in all of the meetings because it's always relevant and always important, particularly that email listserv page QR code. And I'll go ahead and drop that link in the chat as well. Some of the comments in the chat earlier were not seeing some of these annual meeting updates and information. So all of the annual meeting info is on that annual meeting page on our website. But the way to be the first to know about that page getting updated is to follow us on our Instagram, follow us on our Facebook, and also make sure you are subscribed to our email listserv. When you click that link to subscribe, the TMN page is already selected. I know if you click to scroll through, there's a whole bunch of pages and it can be a little overwhelming. When you click that link, TMN's already selected. And so you can add your email, sign up for that, and that'll be how you can stay up to date on all of this, not just all the annual meeting news that is coming out, but also our TMN Tuesday news and any other projects and information that we want to send out to you and your chapters. So also go ahead and make sure to remind your chapter members to follow us on those socials and to put their email in for that listserv to get all that information and be the first to know when these things come out. Next slide, please.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we have, of course, that chapter templates and resources page. And y'all, I added these on there a few months ago and completely forgot to tell you about it. So I have added some TMN specialty license plate graphics on our template page for you to use. They are on the graphics section because it's not a template where you can edit everything. They're already just pre-made. So you can download them and either add them to chapter presentations or add them onto your socials, however you want to use them. So they're down in the graphics section of that page. So if you want to use the table of contents at the top, just click graphics and they'll be at the bottom of that section. But those are just two examples that you see on the screen there. And as you can see, we have 6 different options. They all have a different background photo and something different on the actual license plate part. But if you're wanting to advertise them to your chapter members or on your chapter socials, then you now have some more resources to do so. And then on the topic of that template page, I just wanted to keep this in here in case anyone forgot about this change or didn't see that change, but Canva did update how people can use template links. And so it is sounding like chapters, individuals might need those Canva Pro accounts in order to access these links. I did have some people say that the rack card link was messed up on the website, and I have gone back and fixed that. I don't think I've responded to everyone who pointed it out. So if I haven't responded to your email about it, I'm about to, but I did fix that link. I don't think that was a Canva Pro issue. But just a reminder to check your account type, and if you are a chapter that is a 501c3, then you are eligible for a free Canva Pro account, and then you can follow that link to take you to where you can apply for that. And then just a few more platform updates. We're getting a lot of those recently, of a lot of changes that are being made. Well, this first one's actually not a change being made, but Facebook reviews. We had a member reach out to us saying that we had a bunch of spam in our Facebook reviews, and I hadn't gotten any notifications about that, so I wasn't aware about it. And it was people that would say, oh, this company was so great, and they'd link to a likely spam company in our page's reviews. And so I reported those, but they continued to stay on. It wouldn't let me delete them, so I ended up just turning off our reviews. So this is just a PSA. If your chapter Facebook page also allows reviews, to go in and check those, and then report any that might be spam. And if you continue to have an issue with it, maybe consider turning those reviews off of your page. Also, on the topic of Facebook, this is just, again, another reminder that they're changing their storage capacity for their Facebook Live videos. You will be receiving emails, if you haven't already, for any Facebook Lives. They seem to be kind of doing a rolling notification system. So if you haven't yet, it's probably coming in your future. So just a reminder to save those live videos, any that you want to save, to either an external hard drive or some online hard drive, because Facebook is cutting their storage for those. In a similar vein, Slack, if any chapters are using a Slack free plan, again, I believe this is a rolling notification system, and so you might have received this notification already or not, but they are updating their policy for storage, and so they are planning to delete any content that is older than a year. Again, your chapter will get your own notification for your timeline for this, but just if you have a free Slack free Slack plan, keep that in mind, that content older than a year they will be deleting. So again, go in and save any content that you're wanting to save.
Great. Thank you for always watching out for those things, Hannah. On more website updates, our Tech Tuesday, our next Tech Tuesday presentation will be July 1st. So your webmasters should have a link for that in their inbox. If they do not, please let me know. It was an email that was sent in January. I did send it again last month to all presidents and webmasters as a reminder, but I will not be sending it every month because it's the same link for all months of the year. So our next Tech Tuesday presentation with Dagna will be July 1st. We are still managing the events calendar plugin issue, working through that one with our tech team. And so if you've got specific questions about your events calendar plugin, please email firstcall at ag.tamu.edu and they'll get that updated for you.
What if first call is unresponsive? What's the next course of action?
Then email me and I can elevate the ticket with first call. They're usually responsive within a week. There have been a few chapters that I know of that have had issues getting responses back from them. One of the fastest ways to make sure that they're responsive is make sure that you have your specific chapter name and website link. I've had a few folks will say, well, they'll send a first call ticket in and say, I'm having issues on my website. Can you help me? And first call's like, well, what website? What chapter are you? Where do I go? What's the issue? They need more information in order to start those tickets. Great question.
Next one is me. So we've had just a little update in WebEx, the WebEx accounts over this past month. If you remember back in April, we had to go in and update all of the passwords on all of the regional accounts. And you can see there that what was added to the password. The only change that has taken place over the last month is there was some issues with Region 5, and we had to go in again on just Region 5 and update the password there. So you can see what the password addition or change was on that one. So one of the things that I did when I went into Region 5 and updated everything is I looked at which chapters had meetings set up for the next 4 months in that regional account and notified them directly of the update. There were a couple chapters, 1 or 2 chapters that had some coming up in June, and then just a couple chapters the remainder of the next 4 months. So everybody there has been notified. And then I did also send a note directly to the chapter presidents of the users that could be in Region 5. If you are a chapter that uses the Region 5 WebEx account and still need login information or the update on the password, let me know if you haven't received that already. Some updates on our VMS refresh and rebuild over the past month. Top level, there's been no change for our volunteers and the end user, the TMN volunteer reporting. Some minor updates for our admins. Just a reminder that as of April 1st, we had a multi-factor authentication, MFA, that was put into place. As of May 21st, that procedure has been updated, and any admins who hadn't logged in to that point would be going through the updated process. From May through this month, our TMN VMS team is still in the process of contacting admins that did not complete the MFA setup in updating user credentials. And at the end of this month, any admins that were on our list, we had 320 of them. We were down at our last meeting, we were down to about 10 people who we hadn't, 9 or 10 people who we hadn't heard from yet. And so we have made more than 6 attempts to connect with those admins. And at the end of the month, if we have not heard from them after those 6 attempts or more, we will be deleting those admin users. So like I said, multiple attempts have been made for the remaining, it's under 10 users that have not been updated to the MFA process. And they will know it. If they try to log into VMS, they will not be able to without having the MFA process set up. One thing that is new or that we've learned over the past couple weeks is that Texas Parks and Wildlife will be, and I spelled that wrong. Texas Parks and Wildlife will be implementing a new mandatory data retention policy. So, and that will include and deleting any members or users in the system, and this will be system-wide, Master Naturalist program included, anyone who has not logged in or reported activity over the past 10 years. And so that's just a data retention policy. The system obviously has some personal identifying information in it. So anyone who has, and that's stuff that we don't keep within the agency. It's a policy that we don't keep that within more than 10 years. So again, any member who has not logged into the system within the past 10 years and who has not reported any activity whatsoever in the last 2 years will be deleted from the system. The VMS team is currently researching how this might impact the chapters or a member. And we'll be having a newsletter on this information to go out sometime this summer. So as we learn more and learn what the impacts will be to the local chapter admins on this, or even the chapter data.
Michelle, there's 2 questions in the chat specific to that last bullet point that might be best addressed in some frequently asked questions when that newsletter does come out. Bob asks, we have members that have been inactive for 10 years. Are they able to volunteer again, and can records be pulled and connected? And then Kathy asks, if those members are deleted, will they lose their hours? Just to know how many total hour, will the chapter lose those hours as far as total chapter hours?
Right. So I'll kind of answer the questions here that in the order that I see them. So Bob asks, we've had members inactive for 10 years. If they have members that have been not inactive for 10 years, will they be able to volunteer again? Yes. So, and this is our program policy, like any Master Naturalist who has been inactive for any given amount of time, they can always come back to the program. My understanding is that that in the member that is deleted, they will need to set up a profile in the system again. So their profiles won't be recoverable in the system. But, and this goes on to answering Kathy's question, their profiles won't be recoverable in the system, but there will be once the member, in the case that a member is deleted, the profile is deleted, what we're finding is there's a log number for what they had reported previously. So that data isn't lost. What we're trying to figure out is how the chapter will pull those reports in with that information. So that's the information that we don't know yet, is how will that change the reports for the chapter. We've been told that the data, what they reported, hours that they reported, won't be lost. We're just still trying to figure out how that will be identified in the new system and how we'll be able to pull that into the chapter reports. And then, is it an and or singular requirements for those members? I guess, Beverly, if you're able to, I'm not sure I understand your question.
She's asking if it's and not reported and no activity and no login, or if it's an or, no activity or not reported.
So
or
all
no
of those
login.
things are kind of equal. They have no activity for 10 years, haven't logged into the system in 10 years. So 10 years, y'all, this system for us is 10 years old. We implemented the VMS system 10 years ago. So if a member hasn't logged into the system, updated their profile or anything, yeah, they need to be deleted. They're likely not coming back.
I was going to ask you another question. If they're already designated as inactive, they'll still be deleted if it's 10 years.
If there's been no updates to that profile. So if let's say your VMS admin, let's say they're inactive, but maybe they pay dues still.
Yes.
If that's been updated in their profile, that's considered activity per the system.
All right. Okay, thank you very much. But they're still listed as...
Yes. Yeah, they will not, will not be deleted in that case. And then this second slide is just same stuff I've been reporting on the past couple months, things that admins at the local chapter level can be doing. And this information has been shared with them already. Just continue to review your local chapter opportunities, archive those you no longer need. Review your chapter and personal local grids, filters, and email templates and surveys, and delete those you no longer need, and especially delete those if you haven't used in over a year. We've been told to anticipate a test environment mid to late summer, no change there. And then the other thing that I mentioned last month still remains this month. We might need to anticipate a total shutdown of the system for up to 2 weeks to make the switch over to the new system. We're still waiting on clarification and time frame of that latest development. And then other general reminders for TMN VMS admins and hours approvers. Just a reminder that some hours reviewers and approvers, that they just a refresh of the Master Naturalist AT and service policies. When in doubt, always refer back to the CMOP in the guiding documents for what constitutes initial class training hours, service hours, and then advanced training questions. All of those need to fit the program criteria and policies. And then one thing I noticed again when I was sending out messages to chapter advisors for this meeting this month is that there were several bounce backs from chapter advisor email addresses. So please go in and as a chapter, review who you have listed for your chapter advisors and update that information if you are able to.
Okay. Any other questions on VMS? It is 1 o'clock. I'm going to keep going. Again, if you do need to jump off, we'll have the recording posted this evening, if not tomorrow morning. Our AgriLife Learn store is getting a big restock right now. So that order was placed last week and hoping to have all of these items with a star fully restocked within the next week or so as those items start to arrive into our warehouse. We'll let you know as those happen. We also at the same time are looking through our warehouse inventory and have initiated a summer sale. So we will have a summer sale of from 10% off to some 50% off items throughout the month of June and July. So ending July 31st, we will have this sale running on a select number of items and sizes and colors to help us to clear out some warehouse shelves so that we can get some new stuff in later this fall. Y'all are getting a sneak preview of this. Hannah literally told me that she made this today so that it could go out tomorrow. And I said, I want to share it with them today. So y'all are getting a day's head start on the sale to everybody else. Some other big updates. We have officially sold our 800th Master Naturalist license plate. Yep, very exciting, Carolyn. This is a big deal because at the 800 mark is when we get our initial deposit back for our license plate. It's a threshold goal of license plate establishment within the DMV. And so we're working on processing that right now. But it's just a great milestone to be able to celebrate that we have sold 800 plus now Master Naturalist license plates out there on the road, 833 as of my report that I pulled for Q2 of 2025. That is just new license plates. That does not include the renewal. So I've gone through three or four sets of renewals of my own license plate that I have. And so that doesn't count towards that 833. That's 833 separate and new license plates that are out there, which is exciting. So please help us to share that opportunity with your incoming chapter members or those that are out and about. One of my favorite games to play at the annual meeting is How Many? And it's how many license plates can we see in the parking lot as we go through the parking lot or the parking garage at the annual meeting conference. So it'll be fun to see all of those cars there. No update here, but our Master Naturalist Endowment still is rolling along as an opportunity to share your support for the Master Naturalist program in perpetuity. So it's a endowment fund that will continue to roll and snowball for supporting our program for the longevity. As I said last month, no big updates. We're still at around that 175,000 mark. There is a direct link there and a QR code if you're interested. And our chapter challenge still stands from the Heartwood chapter. I know there's been a few chapters that have risen up to meet this, but if you have any questions on our chapter challenge, feel free to reach out. The Heartwood chapter has been gracious in starting this challenge for us this year. All right, sorry to rush through those last couple slides, but we're a little over the hour mark. We will meet next in July 29th. I will take over the July 29th meeting and do only the annual meeting. I will take over the July chapter presidents and advisors meeting, and we'll focus in on all things annual meeting so that you have all the tools and resources to share with your chapter about how to register, what that'll look like, sneaks and previews of things that we'll be planning during the conference as well. And then some other July dates to put in your calendar are July 8th TMN Tuesday that we announced earlier today as well. All right, Michelle, we are officially done with today's presentation, but there's a few roundtable questions. So thank you all again. We'll get the recording posted and Michelle will close out with this roundtable or with President's Corner, I mean.
Yeah, we had just a couple of items sent in for the President's Corner and questions. First thing, the business part here. Did we get the 20th anniversary banner to that chapter that requested it last month? And Hannah, you may be able to answer that question. Okay, good. All right, so that's
we have it all planned out.
Perfect, thank you. And then the only other question we received was from Cindy Chrysler with the Goodwater chapter. She wanted to be able to connect with any other chapters that have set up an angler education, Texas Parks and Wildlife angler education program or project within their chapter before. Cindy, if you're on today, is there anything else you wanted to say about that? Or would you share your email address that chapters who may have done this already can connect with you? When we talked over email, she was interested in learning about the semantics of how you set the project up locally within their chapter. So specific to Angler education. Like how many volunteers did it take? Where did you hold trainings? Things like that.
So if y'all go back to your chapters and you find the answers, reach out to us and we'll connect you with Cindy in the Goodwater chapter. All right. I'm going to stop the recording, Michelle. There's a few final questions in here, but I thank y'all for attending today's chapter presidents and advisors meeting, and we'll get this recording on the website here shortly. Michelle, there's one